Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's Sunday night, so it's time for FMTV Weekly. Welcome, everybody. As of right now, I'm flying solo. Uncle Ed should be joining the show in a few minutes. He's having a few computer issues. Had to do a restart, just a minute ago. So, he'll jump in when he can. So we'll. And Futboler, that's why we're late, because I see Futboler's got his normal countdown. That's why we were late. I was hoping Ed's computer would restart in time, but it hasn't, so here we go. You just got me for now, but that's okay, because I've got all of you guys. So everybody that's in the chat, we will say hello to you in just a minute, but thank you for being part of the show, and thank you for being part of the chat. We also have a couple of voicemails, and if you haven't left a voicemail and would like to do so, you could definitely do that. And I'm looking for my there it is, my voicemail frame. So there, you can call 786-474-4435 if you have something you want to add to the show. So that's Jazz Fusion is saying he's still hungover. All right, so we will get to your voicemails, and we will get to everything else very, very soon. But it was a fun weekend. I mean, we finally won a game, right? This is the second game of the season. I say finally; it's only 2 games in the season, but we won, and it didn't look like we were going to. So we're going to dig into that this week. And part of what I kind of want to temper your excitement a little bit, because yes, we won, but did it look great up until the 70th minute or whatever it was? We could talk about that. And I know Ed's got some conversations and some thoughts on that as well. That we will not be giving away Futboler. We will not be giving away gift cards. That is not happening. That is not happening. Not yet, but you never know. Hey, but while we speaking of you guys that are in the chat, why don't I say hi to you guys while you're already getting active? I'm already starting to talk to you since I'm missing my buddy Ed. Let's say hello to a few people. So Jazz Fusion was the first one in there. Any update on Robbie? Yeah, we did hear that he had like a little bit of a hamstring. That's why he came out. And I guess that's why maybe he faded a little bit, because I thought he started strong. It was really promising. As he's looking good on that wing. But he faded a little bit, and I guess that's why. And he got pulled out of the game because he had a bit of a hamstring. But no updates beyond that. Nothing. The team, this team, they are so secretive and don't like to talk about that kind of stuff. Jose Velasquez is in here. Let's go, Higuain brothers stepped up to win the game. Reggie Young is in the house. B King is here as always. Alex Z. Sup, Alex Z. Sup. As always, you can count on Eric Thomas being in the house. How you doing tonight, Eric? Dan Destroyer 21. I'm watching the Galaxy play for fun because I'm bored. Okay. It's funny as you say Galaxy. I watched that Inter Miami Galaxy game like 4 or 5 times. Just because it was on ESPN Plus, and I just kept watching it again and again, putting it in the background while I'm doing other things. Just watch that game, and it was a loss. But you want to watch your team over and over again. Unfortunately, with this most recent game, because of local TV contracts, if you're within the local viewing area, you have to watch it on CBS. Therefore, I can't watch it again and again and again because I don't own a DVR. Because I am a cord cutter. I don't have any of that stuff. All right. Judge Dredd is in the house as well. Awesome. We got our first win in our second match already. Neville will take us far. We've already got a lot more potency than last season. All right. Futboler, as we mentioned before, he's already in the house. And I agree with a Futboler here. He says, hold your horses. Good win, but not one to overglow about. Agreed. One world, one goal is in the house as well. We're still waiting on Uncle Ed. Man, that takes a long time to restart a PC, doesn't it? That's okay. Good thing we're going to be getting him a Mac. We were ordering Uncle Ed a Mac, so he'll be this issue that we're having lately, hopefully will get resolved. Ted Chakowski, I agree. if Ed does not show up, you should sue him. I believe that. Because here's the thing. Ed was on the call with me like 2 minutes before, 4 minutes maybe, before we went live. And we figured we could get a restart in before we went live. But now we're 6 minutes in, and he still hasn't popped back in. So I don't know about what's going on with that restart. And let me check the green room. Yep, nope, he's still not there. All right, and Jet Pancake is in the house as well. Boriculano. The brothers stepped up in the city of brotherhood. Makes sense, right? Marvin Mieles is in the house. Hello, Peter. Didn't filet. I don't know what that means. And that's it for now. Footballer saying he was thinking about donating his abacus to Uncle Ed, Hialeah's favorite uncle. Hialeah. He's in Doral. Nothing against Hialeah, but he's in Doral. But yes, I just ordered Ed. Here. And speaking of the devil, looks like our buddy Uncle Ed might be here. Ed, how are you doing? Are you here now?
Peter Brown, man, that was a big mistake. I had to restart my computer.
restarting took forever. Yeah, and I was filling a little bit and just telling everybody how we're getting you a new computer so that hopefully this shouldn't happen. We're not sure right now if his blocky stuff here is computer related or internet related, but I know for this your bad reception has only been the last four or five shows. So this is last month or so. Right. I guess before that everything was great. So there's something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, and nobody's here, so I can't even say that anybody's using the same internet line. So yeah, might be the computer. Computer's kind of old, so it's time to move on, Peter.
Yes, it is, and we'll get that taken care of soon. All right. Well, before we go, I already said hello to everybody, Ed, just to catch you up, and I took my sweet time doing so. And but before we go much further, let's give a big special thank you to our support and our sponsor, and that is Caneswear. So Caneswear is the best place in South Florida to go get all your Inter Miami swag. You want to look cool. You want to look fresh in your pink and that. Hey, look, they wore that rain jacket, that all-weather rain jacket that I got. They wore that there in Philadelphia. You too can look like those guys. Sure, and just go to Caneswear and use FMTV10 and you will get 10% off. I just checked in with them. That code is still good. I know they had another big sale going on this weekend, but by now it's Sunday evening. That would have already ended. So always check in there on the weekends. Quite often they have some sales going on, but Caneswear is a great place. Whether you go online to caneswear.com or if you go into the store in Davie, it's a great place. And if you have time to go into the store in Davie, it's just fun because it's like your local. It's like Ed, when you go to like your barbershop. People are just hanging out, talking about stuff, at the barbershop. It's kind of like that at Caneswear, but it's all sports. So you got people coming in and out, talking. It's not just buying my gear. It's like, let's talk about the game a little bit. They're interested. It's a cool place to hang.
It's true. And you got and their selection is huge, Peter. Yeah. You go to other stores and, especially like the big stores, you don't find anything. And, it's kind of frustrating. So go to Caneswear, go to caneswear.com. Get all that good stuff because that's what we do. And I see you have a nice shirt there, Solo Los Duros.
Yeah, this was something they created for. See, there it is. Yeah. This was last year. This was the shirt they created for the playoffs. This is not from Caneswear, but only because they just it was from Fanatics. But
gotcha.
But you can get amazing shirts at Caneswear. But also, as far as Caneswear goes, they are planning on doing some new things that I don't want to say anything yet, but I was talking to them, and so they've got some new stuff that's coming in soon that I know people have been asking about. So I don't want to say anything yet until it's in, but just check back at Caneswear because there's a couple of items that people have been asking a lot about, and they are going to be able to do it. So I'm not going to say any more than that.
Nice. Looking forward to that, Peter. So,
how you doing, Ed?
I'm doing good, man. Excited because we won. I didn't expect it, Peter. I think going into this, we were playing against the best team from last year. They were the Supporters Shield winners. So going into this game, I was like, man, I didn't have that many hopes. I mean, we lost against the Galaxy. Great game. I totally enjoyed it, and it just seemed like it was a continuation of the year before where we couldn't hold the results, Peter. And then this game, well, we went in with an open mind. You, of course, as usual, negative. Think we were going to lose.
Look, is it negative or is it just being a little bit realistic? Because that's what I mean. If you look at the game, you cannot walk. Okay, we were cheering at the end, but you cannot walk away from that feeling great. There's elements that were good. I think Phil Neville, he learned from his mistakes. He may have been out-coached a little bit in the Galaxy game. There was changes that were made in the Galaxy game that he did not adjust to, and he made substitutions very late. This game, he learned from his mistakes a little bit, got the substitutions in there early, and he not only got the substitutions in early, he got the right substitutions in at a right time. So I think Phil Neville was a highlight. There's a few other highlights that we can get into as we go on through tonight's show, but I wouldn't get overly excited that they won. So me saying that they're going to lose against Philly, look, the hope is that they were going to win, so they made me happy. The expectation was, man, Philly's good, and we're still trying to get there. We didn't have a preseason, and we're still trying to get match fit. I was figuring we're not really possibly going to see a win till like game 4. So I'm excited that we are where we are, and they came out with a victory. Great job. I mean, heck, they can hopefully, get some excitement out of that, and they can ride the wave a little bit, right, Ed?
Right. And let's talk about it a little bit. That the substitution, like you said, it came in the right time. I saw Pizarro. He was playing. I thought he played pretty decently compared to other games that he's played. The game, the prior game that we had with the Galaxy, he did that pass to Higuain, who later passed it over to Robbie, and Robbie scored. That was awesome. So when he came off he came off of the game, I was like, oh man, I don't know if Federico Higuain is going to be able to do it. But something that we talked about because we saw the game together. Mm-hmm. You said that Federico is an actual number 10, and he showed it and he proved it because he was passing that ball around like a number 10 would, and man, with that first goal,
yeah,
absolutely.
That was absolutely. He's just it's interesting. Pizarro's in there, and he's kind of like I'm trying to think. He's like a fidgety little mouse. He's all over. He's ticky-tacky, ticky-tacky. Right. He's all over, kind of trying to do stuff. And Federico, and he's very active. And I thought, I've read some things where people were not happy with Pizarro. I thought, there was parts in the first half that I thought he was playing a little more 10-like. He was trying to do, I think, his best impression of being a 10.
Gotcha.
But he's not really a 10.
Right.
And so he's touching the ball a lot, and it's almost like he wants to score. And he's releasing a little bit quicker than he did last year. But then Federico comes in.
Notice that too.
And Federico is not that type of player. It's a lot slower, and not slow in a negative way. He just kind of slows the pace down, moves the ball to the wings a lot more. And I don't know. I just thought he was like a calming presence almost in the game, whereas Pizarro is just like, right.
He's like Woody Woodpecker running around going all crazy.
I was trying to think of a cartoon character to equate him with. I was thinking of Speedy Gonzalez, because he's zigzagging all around, but Speedy Gonzalez is just speed, right? So right. I don't know if that quite fits either. But Woody Woodpecker works. I like Woody Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker, that's what he looked. He looked because he was all over the place, and he was erratic. He's got the, he wants to play good. He's, you said it. He's letting go of that ball a lot quicker, but there's still something missing. And I think you're right. He's not an actual number 10. Higuain proved that he is. He is more calming, and I think he probably plays better with his brother. Man, they're brothers.
Would Pizarro be better on the wing and let him go up and down the wing and then cut into the middle whenever he wants? Give him a little more freedom, and then bring in like a real number 10. Now, I don't know if Federico has enough in the tank to go a full 90. Maybe. Well, and here's a good question: will we find out? Will he start the next game? I think when we were sitting at our table, I'm not sure who mentioned this, if it was you or Julio, but that was brought up. Will Higuain Sr. start against Nashville?
That's interesting, but I think you're right. I think he's just a second half player. He's old. I'm not sure exactly what his age is. He must be like 34, 35 at least.
He's older than the 33-year-old Gonzalo. So you're right.
34, 35. So
yeah.
So he's at the end. I don't know if he's going to have enough energy to go the full 90. So, and do you bench somebody that's as expensive as Pizarro, who you want out there in the field, doing stuff? And talk about being expensive. Gonzalo Higuain, we were complaining about him because he didn't do very much, especially the first half.
Yeah.
He was disappointing, and we were just like, dude, this is, we pay him so much money, he hasn't earned his paycheck.
At the end of the first half, I was calling him garbage. I was, in the beginning of the second half, I was calling him garbage. He keeps dropping back too deep. He's slow to get back up top. And it's funny, the dropping down too deep is something else that made me think about it when reading our friend Franco Panizo at SBIsoccer.com and Total Football Miami, or Miami Total Football. I forget. But read his stuff at SBIsoccer.com. But Franco was actually saying, and I thought he made a good point, it was worth talking about, digging in a little deeper, is that is Higuain dropping back more because he doesn't trust his teammates? Is he coming back more because he doesn't feel like they could do the job? So he's coming back to kind of do the dirty work, and like was mentioned on that article by Panizo, is that you've seen this in some of the other DP strikers that have come to MLS as well. Because they just they're used to a certain kind of service and they're not necessarily getting it, so they feel obligated to drop
getting
back.
The ball at their feet.
Yeah, so is he not getting the service he is expecting, so he's dropping back? The problem is he drops back, he does a little facilitating, which he does a good job at, and then he stays back, and he's behind the play. And he's not quick enough to get up there. And so then we're actually kind of playing without a striker.
Yeah, and that sucks. And if he does that, then I guess Robbie would be the person that needs to be up there, but I guess he's not reading it. He still doesn't have the experience. And you saw, like, in the first shot that Robbie had, Higuain did his typical raising his hands and saying, oh, man, woe is me. The MLS players, they don't know how to play. He should have passed me the ball. But he complains all the time.
Okay. But did you see him raise his hands and flap his arms like a bird at his brother?
He sure did, because they're bros, man. They're bros.
And the funny thing is, in the post-game stuff, he was saying, hey, Federico was saying,
his mama.
Right, he did say it was for his mother. But he also said that, made some comments that when they're on the field, they're not brothers. They're just teammates. Baloney. Baloney. Yeah, I don't buy it. Because Gonzalo is flapping his arms anytime he doesn't get the pass. He was actually flapping his arms when Robbie Robinson took that shot that hit the post. And look,
it was a good shot.
It was a great shot. And Robbie has to take those shots. That was, I mean, imagine if he scored that, the confidence that he would then get. And he came so close to scoring that goal.
Yeah. I wish he would have scored it, because that would have showed Higuain, to stop flapping his arms around.
Yeah, he
But
thinks he's a bird
yeah,
up there. I mean, he's
he thinks he's a heron.
yeah, he's flying away like a
He
heron.
is a heron.
Here, Ted.
What do you have?
Well, yeah, there's a ton of comments, and we haven't been following the comments because I'm too busy talking. But there was one comment here I clicked as a favorite just because I thought it was a good point. Ted Sikowski was in Austin the past few weeks, and he says, I watched their games. They have a Paraguayan player named Dominguez. Looks really good. Creative number 10. I wish Pizarro could play like him. And then speaking of Pizarro, that just goes back to his next comment where Ted says Higuain doesn't get very good service. So that goes back to Pizarro not being that 10 that's giving him that great service. So yeah, I understand that he's not getting that great service, but the problem is, he's not playing up top where he needs to be often enough.
Right. And like we said before, until his brother came in the second half, Gonzalo wasn't doing that well. And could this be the formula? Does his brother need to play every game so that Gonzalo could score some goals? That's something that's concerning, and especially because I don't think they're going to put Federico in as a starter. Just because I don't think he's got enough.
Yeah, I agree.
In the gas tank.
I agree. Hey, why don't we take a break here and go and see what some of our voicemails have to say?
Let's do it.
And if you want to send us a voicemail, here's the phone number right there.
Hey, Peter, Uncle Ed, and Ricky. Ricardo is back. Fam, to borrow a phrase from Uncle Ned.
She forgot the other half.
We won a game. Who knew? Very exciting. It was a tale of two halves. The first half, we were very sluggish and had no urgency in front of the goal. Amazingly, the second half, we played very well with Los Hermanos Higuain, the two brothers. I'm learning how to pronounce their name. So that actually was MLS history, the first time two brothers ever scored. And on Inter Miami Reddit, they were like, oh, why are they putting this guy in? He's only because he has the last name. And then we're like, well, that didn't age well. And then everybody's like, oh, my God, these two guys are brilliant. And not to be rude, but you notice that Pizarro was out, and suddenly we were brilliant. Not that I'm trying to slam on the guy. I just wish he would, move to number 10 and we stick the Higuain brother in, move him to 9, forward, and put those two forward, Gonzalo and Pizarro forward, and put the brother back, and then sub Robbie in. Robbie's great, but he just needs a lot more training. He'd be better as a super sub for now. That's my take. Love you guys. Love the show. Bye.
Interesting. I kind of agree with her. Maybe we play with two forwards.
Well, we should have two forwards.
Yeah. Interesting.
I think Gonzalo needs a second forward up there. And is that Robbie Robinson? I know she was saying bench him, but I'll be honest. Between our two wings, the last 2 weeks, Robbie's been the better winger. Oh, when you
man. What is happening with Morgan, man? So it's the second game where he's kind of played the disappearer role. And it's kind of concerning because we were so used to seeing him, be on point and play very well on that right-hand side. And now it's just like, what happened? Maybe we should have kept on playing last season so he could keep his, his rhythm going. But now it's, I'm a little frustrated with Morgan on the right-hand side. It's just, you're right. Rob's playing better on the left now. So it is concerning, but hopefully it's just because, he's still a little bit rusty, but, we need Morgan, awesome that Robbie's playing great on the left, but now we need Morgan to step up on the right. And then we've got, nonstop plays from each side and we can, it'll be so much easier for Higuain or whoever, maybe Pizarro, who One World, One Goal was mentioning that should be maybe the second forward. I kind of like that idea, but do we have the people in the middle to play off of? I like Gregory. I like Gregory. I thought he was pretty solid.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, I think his passing was a little bit off. And in the last game, he turned over quite a few balls. But he's got a good partnership with Matuidi. And Matuidi looked real good, I thought, in the last game.
Matuidi was perfect. Yeah,
I mean, he was reading the game so well. He doesn't have the speed, but he knows where to be. And he's getting the hang of it for sure.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. He definitely has the experience. And Gregory, I saw him running around a lot. He's making up for what Matuidi can't do. And I think that's probably why they brought him in, because I think they want Matuidi to be the guy that's, helping connect the forwards, the defense and the forwards, and Gregory doing all the dirty work. And, doing all the running around. So I'm feeling a lot better with what we got, Peter. But what do you think about the defense, though?
They played okay. I thought Figal had a good game, not just because he had a nice assist, although that was great. I was shocked. I was like, I think I leaned over to you and was like, that's Figal that threw that. I mean, I was surprised that he got that assist. So yeah, I thought Figal had a pretty good game. He plays well in the middle, and LGP I think was pretty solid. Our two guys on the sides, I mean, they're okay. Jones and Leardom, I think they were okay. There's a reason they were subbed out. It wasn't their best game, but they weren't terrible either. But I thought the fact that Shawcross got to come in, and that's when Figal then shifted to the right. I think Shawcross looked pretty good. He's a tall guy out there. He came in at the end.
He is.
I think he's probably still trying to get in match fitness. But I thought our defense looked better this game. What do you think?
I didn't see them that bad, even though you're right, the guys on the sides were a little bit iffy, and probably that's why the coach put in the other players. But I'm a little more concerned with our goalie. He doesn't seem to be as confident as I wish he was, because every time the ball would be around, I was afraid that he would make a mistake, and it just seems like McCarthy is not the best goalie we have, and that's probably why they're going to bring in this Dutch player.
Well, he might be the best goalkeeper we have currently, but we definitely need reinforcements. I'll tell you, after the LA Galaxy game, I lost all confidence in him. I mean, watching him just kind of do this as the ball goes in behind him, that was his only movement, was a head swirl. That I have no confidence in him. So he did have a couple good saves, but I didn't have any confidence in him. Hey, let's go to some more voicemails. We've got two more here.
Hi, this is Ted from Coconut Creek, Florida. No, Coral Gables, Florida. I have that Coconut Creek on my mind every time I call. I live in Coral Gables, not Coconut Creek. That's like an hour away. All right. So I just made a video for you guys, if you're doing that again this week. So I'll try not to repeat myself in this call, and I'll also try not to be negative. I tend to be negative about Inter Miami for some reason. I don't really think there's too many reasons to be negative, to be honest with you, considering where we were just a few years ago with no team at all. But anyway, okay. I'll say something really positive. Blaise Matuidi, I think, is our best player so far. Also, I'm really happy to see Gonzalo scoring. I don't think he's been superb yet. I don't think he's also hasn't really gotten a lot of great service. But I do think you can tell that he's putting in a really good shift every time he plays. I think he's trying. I don't think he's just collecting a paycheck. So it's good to see that from him. Overall, just happy they won, and I know you guys have been to games already. I haven't been to any yet, and I'll see you guys soon because I plan on going to some of the home games really soon, now that I'm fully vaccinated. Okay, take care, guys. Great show, as always. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Ted. Speaking of fully vaccinated, so am I. I now am fully vaccinated.
Nice.
And actually, I saw a comment in here from One World, One Goal. I don't know where it is now, but she was saying that, here it is. Morgan was hang on, I can't see that. Morgan was a bit sluggish. Maybe he was getting over the vaccine or the virus makes you tired. And that's an interesting thing because I know everybody, it affects everybody differently. I know a lot of people after they get that second shot, they feel sluggish or they feel sick or their bones hurt. They get a little bit of the virus. I'm
Right.
I got it on Friday. I feel fine. I feel normal. So that's
Right.
I'm happy about that for me. But I know it
Right.
affects everybody differently.
Julio was saying, Julio, who's one of our good buddies, he was saying that he was sluggish. He went to go see the game. It didn't help that he was out in the sun all day, with the supporters. So he said it affected him the following day. But yeah, it affects people differently, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Did any thoughts on what Ted had to say?
I think he likes Higuain a little, Gonzalo Higuain a little too much. Yeah, because we're not seeing. We need to sit down at a game and watch it with Ted. Maybe the next game. It's against Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Sit down on that one and talk to Ted a little bit. Put a little reasoning into his head because I didn't see the same Higuain unless he was talking about Federico. But I wasn't. Gonzalo, at least to me, seemed like he needed to put a little more effort in my opinion, from what I saw. But otherwise, I have to agree with Matuidi. Matuidi's been playing very well. He's been doing a good job passing that ball around and being there in the midfield and what else did he mention? I think that's it.
Yeah, but
that he lives in Coral Gables.
Not Coconut Creek, although I think Coconut
Creek.
Yeah, I like Coconut Creek better. Well, just if you weren't sure where he's from, he's back. We got part 2 from Ted right here.
Oh boy.
This is Ted from Coconut Creek again. I mean, Coral Gables.
So confused.
And I'm listening to your show now, so I wanted to leave another voicemail. You guys got to stop hating on Gonzalo. I mean, both of you need to shave. That's just, you guys both have not shaved in days. And you're sitting there complaining about our highest paid player, our leading scorer this year. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Look, I'm trying to grow in my Higuain beard. That's what this is. My Higuain beard.
Yeah, we're all trying. I had mine like that last year, if you remember, Peter. I let it grow quite a bit. Had I known, I would have done it this year just so I could look a little bit like Gonzalo. He's bald too.
Yeah, I mean, how is that gonna? I mean, I've never had a full beard. This is the most I ever have. Like Monday morning, tomorrow morning, I will shave, and then by the end of the week, I'll look like this again. But
well, Peter, why don't you try it, man? Let's try. Do that Gonzalo Higuain look. I think it would look good on you.
Will not have it. My wife will not have that. No way. She thinks that's disgusting.
She likes you being like a baby's behind right here, right?
She doesn't mind this, but she definitely doesn't want that. So
right.
I definitely could not get that. Exactly. Troy says they look full of testosterone with those beards.
True.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But I wonder, so that kind of beard, isn't it? I mean, I would think it's just like hair, just like on your head or whatever. It's got to be hot during certain times of the year. Will he have that thing in like July, playing in August, July and August in South Florida heat? Will he still keep that big old fat beard, or will he trim it down a little bit to a more manageable way to where he can get a little cool breeze into that face?
Yeah, it does get a little hot, and it just when I had my beard out much bigger, I felt like I had to shower all the time because odors and everything gets stuck in there. So I prefer it, short.
Yeah, it's
Just my
it's all that food that gets stuck in there that gets kind of
that too. Yeah,
gets
you get
gross.
some food stuck. You're like, oh look, I had this is yesterday's taco.
What do they call that? Flavor saver or something? I don't know. That's kind of gross.
Right.
But all right, so here's the thing. He's telling we need to give him a break. The thing is, there's some DPs that come into that come into this league that are definitely here for a vacation. They're just kind of lackadaisical out on the field, and they don't seem to care. That is definitely not the case with Gonzalo Higuain. He seems like he cares a lot. He gets frustrated easy. He cares. He's not necessarily here on his vacation, but he's not in the position where we want him to be. And to say he's our leading goal scorer after 2 games, I mean, one of them was a penalty. And let's not forget the penalty that he took in Philadelphia last year. And, that's why this year he was so fired up, when he scored. And he was doing this shushing movement to the teams. But he was so fired up for a reason, to get a little bit of revenge because when he missed his PK, they all celebrated. The team celebrated, not the fans, but the players on the field celebrated. So,
Yeah, and they went up to him and started making fun of him, so he didn't appreciate that. And there was a little animosity with some of the players. I don't know if you noticed. I think it was the same player that actually went with the penalty that he was having conversations with.
Yeah,
that was pretty interesting. Peter, so what do you have to drink, man? I've got some cerveza in here. Notice a nice cup.
I am drinking.
We need to. Yeah.
I'm drinking.
We need
a
sponsor or something.
Yes, you're right.
Because we're drinking constantly. So if there's any sponsors out there, give us contact us so we can, promote you guys.
Yeah,
and we can drink the stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. We do enjoy our adult beverages during the show. We do know that some children do watch this show and everything, but we are adults, and so we drink responsibly, and we're home. So, but yeah, if you want to sponsor any company out there wants to sponsor Futbol Miami TV, go to futbolmiamitv.com. There is a sponsorship tab on futbolmiamitv.com where you can learn how to sponsor us. But yeah, we will definitely drink your beverage.
Or energy drink. I'll do an energy drink.
I said beverage. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, right? But drinking.
Oh, I thought you were talking about alcohol.
I mean, I prefer, but I mean, I won't discount a soda or an energy drink. I mean, although an energy drink at this time of night would be tough going to bed afterwards. But yeah. Yeah. I'm enjoying. I tend to enjoy some of these hard seltzers that some of our friends call girly drinks, but they help. They're not as fattening, Ed.
Yeah,
and I care.
And I see that you're in shape, and that's good, Peter. I've been actually
here we go.
Gaining some weight. So, who's there?
Eric Thomas says, "Oh Lord, Peter Brown, please stop. Put the girly man brood down." Yeah, I told you there's friends of ours that like to pick on me for my beverage choice. But if you sponsor us, we'll definitely drink your beverage. All right. All right. Hang on a second. I see that somebody's asking for the phone number. The phone number is 786-474-4435. And we do have another voicemail, Ed.
Let's do it.
Hola, mi gente.
Don't forget, guys. It's...
Fam. Damn. Shout out to my guys. First and foremost, I want to take a quick shout out to my guys. My main man downtown, Peter Brown, and Darrell's favorite uncle, Uncle Ed. Also, shout out to the other uncles, man. Uncle Ted, Uncle Fred, Aunt Deb, the lovely Aunt Deb, La Reina de Futbol. And I want to shout out to my guys, Jazz Fusion and Jet Pancake. What's going on? Just real quick, I was listening to the game on the app, and I followed it. I was tracking the box scores and all of that type of stuff and watching replays. So I'm not going to give you guys a long analysis this week. You guys could breathe a sigh of relief. Uncle Ned is not going to go super hard this weekend with the analysis. But what I do know is this. We have to give it up, man. We played don't kid yourself, we played a very, very tough team. The thing about Philly is not so much who they have on the team between Montero and Presbilko and, all their other guys up there, but we're playing against a system. Like the New York Red Bulls, they have a system. Philly also has a system. They know damn well how to run that system. Curtin, their coach, he's a mastermind. He's a brilliant guy, and he's definitely gonna. When we play these guys again, I'm pretty sure their coach is definitely gonna have their guys ready to go to play against us. And their midfield play is outstanding. We got to give ourselves credit, man. I'm like Uncle Ted. I'm sometimes negative about this team too, but I'm negative because I want to see this team be the best in the league, not because I want to tear the team down. I want to see them be the best that they're supposed to be. I want to see football. I want to see Inter Miami reach their full potential. Just real quick, this team is only going to go as far as the link-up play between Higuain and Pizarro is. Okay, Higuain Senior Federico. We forget he was a beast 4 years ago for Columbus Crew. This guy was tearing up the league, and I think he was MLS MVP. So this guy was the man back in the day, but he is not that guy anymore. And to be honest with you, I actually think the guy's like 35 or 36. He's up there, man. So if he can come in as a super sub, play 30 minutes for us, that would be great. But in the meantime, Pizarro has to get better, and I think he still is working his way into match fitness and conditioning with his team. I'd like to see more Pizarro do more.
Uncle Ned likes to go long, and there's a time limit. Uncle Ned, there's a 3-minute time limit. Uncle Ned likes to go long, but that's okay. He called back, and we got more from Uncle Ned. But as we were listening to Uncle Ned, I don't know if you saw, there's a conversation about beverages in the chat, so I had to put some of those up on the screen.
Yeah,
I thought it was kind of fun. I thought that was kind of fun. And before we go on too far, Kavesi Lawrence had mentioned that when talking about Higuain, Gonzalo, when he scores 15 plus this season, y'all better apologize. Neville looks like he has good tactics. Also, what do you all think of Neville? I will be more than happy to apologize.
Me too.
We will do a whole hour-long apology if he scores.
But
he's got to go plus 15. I think 15, if anything less than 15, he's a failure this year. So he definitely needs that plus.
So far, so good. I mean, he scored 2 goals, 1 a penalty. I don't really like, penalties too much. I mean, I'm happy because we score them, but it's a toss-up. So, and usually it's a goal. So,
right.
I like to see actual goals. The whole creative part of creating and scoring. But we got more from Uncle Ned.
We do. Here's part 2.
You can't get rid of Uncle Ned that easily, damn it. Anyway, I'm back. Again, the link-up play between Pizarro and Higuain needs to be better. I'm hoping that it gets better. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Once Pizarro is fully conditioned and him and Gonzalo Higuain can link up, see, the problem is Gonzalo has to go back and get the ball too much. He's doing too much running. The guy is 33 years old. He is not the same guy as he was when he was with Juventus. And, I think he wants to do more. I think he's trying to do more, but he can't, okay? And so Pizarro has to kind of fill in the gaps. So we're seeing Pizarro do a lot of the dirty work. Pizarro is getting burnt out there. But we have to solve that. And I think once that is solved, the offense is really going to be it's going to be on fire. I do share you guys' concern about Lewis Morgan, but it's still early, guys. I mean, we're winning, and the good thing about it is on the left side of the ball, Robbie Robinson does look a lot better. And if you watch Robbie Robinson, I'm very hard on him, but Robbie, actually, the reason why I'm tough on Robbie is because we know damn well this kid can play. He does have ability. He does have skills. He juked the hell out of one of the Philly defenders to get open so they can take that shot at the end of the first half, okay? If you're a bum or you're a scrub, you're not doing that. You're not juking anybody out there. But this guy has moves, man. He's fast as hell. He just needs to know how to finish. Robbie finished the damn play, man. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, when you score, thank the guy who set you up to score. So he should have went back and thanked Gonzalo Higuain last week. But, yes, and I'm loving the defensive midfield play with Gregori and Matuidi. I think they're on fire. So next week we have Nashville. We got to learn how to break Nashville's defense. Nashville is defense, okay? And once we break that down, I think it's going to be an ugly-ass game. Next week is going to be super ugly. But once we break them down, if we can score, if we can put 2 goals up on the board next week, I think we'll win the game or at least come away with a tie because I don't see Nashville necessarily being that prolific as far as their scoring. So anyway, love you guys, man, and shout out to the family. You guys have a great night. Make sure you wear your mask and, stay safe out there, all right? Peace, love, and blessing in soccer, man. See you guys later. Bye.
Yeah, what he says about Robbie Robinson, I'm right there with him. I've been really pleased with Robbie this year and what he's been doing. Yeah, I agree. He just has to get better. But that's why I was saying if he made that shot, if he made that goal, the confidence that would give him to go at players even more and score, he just needs to work on that finishing. I agree. He's still young, but he's grown a lot, I think. I think that Phil Neville seeing that is a compliment to Phil Neville, right? Seeing that he's better in that position.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Phil Neville. I mean, he's got a lot of confidence in Robbie. He mentioned it before, I think, in one of his the interviews that they had of him, where he named Robbie Robinson. He on that left side, man. We were worried about that left side that after your buddy Ben Sweat left, we didn't have an actual player. Your buddy,
my buddy.
We were worried about that left hand side. So, but he, the coach, I think, did really well. He's proving that he knows when is the right time to pull that trigger and make those changes. He was on top of that in this game. What are your thoughts on Phil Neville, Pete?
I mean, it's only 2 games, but he's shown that he can learn, right? He's learning the league and learning his players. So I think, he did better in week 2 than he did in week 3. I don't want to get too far and start cheering him too much, but positive movement, and same thing with his team, positive movement. Something that Uncle Ned said is that can't take away from this team and how difficult Philadelphia is to play against. Philadelphia is the reigning Supporters Cup, Supporters Shield champion. So can't take anything away from them. They are a solid team. And, but having said all that, there were elements in that game where we just didn't look the best. But, not looking the best against such a good team, that's saying something. We came back, we figured out a way to win, and that's what you do. You figure out a way to win, and they did it. So, congratulations to Neville for figuring that out and the players, but he made the right moves. And so, I think it's a positive movement. That's all we can look at is baby steps. We're still not there yet. It feels like, Higuain may get 15 plus goals. He may light it up. We may have to eat our words, but right now there's still a lot of room.
I'll gladly eat my words.
Absolutely, Ed.
We'll do a whole hour of apologizing. I'm sorry. Peter, your turn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Troy says, as far as Phil Neville goes, he agrees with Ted that the team seems more cohesive this season with new coach Phil Neville. That was the one thing that Phil focused on the most. He said, was the locker room and just the culture of the team. Culture. He's talked about it so much. And so getting everybody to buy in and to get everybody to get along and so that's great. Obviously, that's paying off. So All right, we have more voicemails. We got a few today.
Wow.
We got a good reaction, and so here's one more, and I think this is a part 3 maybe.
Hey guys, it's Paboni from Coconut Creek. Great show. Love what you're saying, but I have to agree with Ted earlier on in the call. I hope that you are going to apologize to everyone in South Florida, everyone in Coral Gables and Coconut Creek, once Gonzalo scores 20 goals this season.
20.
All right, that's it. Paboni out.
You know what, Paboni? I will personally give you a phone call, and so will Ed. We will both give you a phone call to tell you personally that we are sorry. But now you raised the bar. We were saying 15 plus. You've now said 20. So now he has to score 20.
Now we're going to expect 20.
If he doesn't score 20, no apology. That's out. That's it. We're done. No apology.
Mm-hmm. You said 20.
20.
Good old Paboni.
All right. Here's another short one. Oops.
So this is more of a question, but I just want to know, how many goals do you guys think Gonzalo Higuain is going to score? Thank you very much.
Well, we just said it, 20. If it's not 20, he's a failure.
He has to. Well, I'm going to, I think he's going to score at least 15. That's what I think. And most of them are probably going to be penalties. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Because hopefully he's going to keep playing like he did the last minutes of this game, where and hopefully his brother will come in and give him every pass where he'll score, or maybe Pizarro is going to start doing his job and he's going to be able to get those passes in there. And Higuain's known for his scoring savvy, so it should happen, Peter. But I think I'll go for 15. What's your expert?
Expert.
Your expert.
Expert.
Advice or whatever.
I mean, I said before, and I said, if he doesn't score 15, he's a failure. So, I mean, that's like the bottom. He has to score that, otherwise, I'm saying it's not worth $8 million a year. The
most expensive player in MLS.
$8 million, Ed. He better score.
Did I say it? The most expensive player in MLS.
Yeah, he better score 20. I'm with Paboni now. He better score 20 because 8 million reasons why he should score 20 goals. Prove that you're not that you're here for more than just a vacation. That you're here for a championship and all that stuff. Prove it. Because at this point, I'm happy he's scoring, and let's keep it coming. But I keep thinking about who's next. Who are we going to get? He's who we have right now, but who's going to be the guy that we get next? Who's going to be the guy that really lights it up? And that may also come with the exit of Pizarro too. Who's that number 9 and number 10 combination that we bring into the year 3 or year 4 of this team, and that really connects and lights it up. Maybe some Chris Henderson's vision instead of what we currently working with Paul McDonough's. I cannot get the nickname that Uncle Ned gave him, Tubby. I cannot get that nickname out of my head. So now I have a hard time remembering Paul's actual name, and I'm sorry because he is, as much as he failed here, he's a nice guy. At least he was nice to us. That's all I could say. All right. Well, as we're starting to wrap things up, I do want to say something about this, and I want to bring this image up again, reactions video. So this is something we started last week, and if you didn't watch the video last week, please do so. But this is an idea that we had to get you guys more involved. So, because you guys bring such good content to our weekly live show, but we want to see your beautiful face as well. And so, after the game, we want you to send us your reactions. Now, those reactions can be anything from, hey, breaking down the game, which is what we had a lot of in this last video, or it could be you're just cheering and, going crazy and excitement and all that kind of stuff. We want your reaction, whatever it may be. If it's a loss, maybe it's I want to see a tear. I want to see at least one video with some tears, Ed, if we lose. But send us your short video clip, 1 minute or maybe 2 at the most, and send it to futbolmiamitv at Gmail. Now, if your video is a little bit large, you can also send it to us through Twitter, just at futbolmiamitv, and we'll grab it from Twitter. So we'll put that together. We want to keep this going, but it's only as good as you guys make it. So if we don't get your participation, we really don't have much for a video, because I don't want it to be me and Ed, because you guys get enough of me and Ed. We want you guys.
Our ugly mugs.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to give you guys a spotlight. And so send your little video clips in, short clips. I think we already have one, maybe two so far. And I plan on putting that video together tomorrow. So we'll be hitting you up again on social media. So if you haven't done it, and if you're a regular viewer in this, you should send us a video. You should become part of the show and become one of the faces of the show. You know, if you're doing it every week, you become the face of the reaction videos. And we still don't have a good name for it. We still don't have a good name for it. But yeah, exactly. If one or two people send in their videos every single week, it becomes their video, right? And all we're doing is intro and outro, and the rest is you guys. So
good stuff, man. Peter, also want to mention that we do plan on starting to do the Spanish show again with Ricky Ricardo.
Yes.
Not sure if we're going to start this Tuesday, but it's going to be on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. So stay tuned for that. We'll promote a lot more. Not sure if it's going to start this Tuesday, but the following for sure. So look out for that. You get us in English, in Spanish. Peter, we should do in Portuguese. You should do one in Portuguese.
Then we have to get my wife, not me. Got to get my wife on here. I know some words. I can't put it together.
All right. And the bad words.
No, I don't know any bad words, Ed. I'm not like that.
Wow.
Nope. I do not.
That's true, Peter. I haven't heard you say a bad word yet. I've known you for a long time too.
I just it's not in my vocabulary. Just how I roll.
Not your thing.
It's not my thing. I'm not judging anybody else, but it's just not my thing. And so, yeah, I don't speak it in other languages as well. Hey, we got another voicemail here in the last seconds. Oh, it looks like another repeat, but that's okay. Let's go here.
All right, you guys want another question? I'll give you another question. So, this time, I want to know, how many goals do you think Inter Miami as a whole will score this season? Thank you very much.
Okay, so now he wants to expand it out of just Higuain and the team as a whole. I don't know, Ed. What do you think? You go first.
How many did the team score last year? That's I didn't even pay attention to see how many they scored as a team last year. I know they weren't many. So, well, how many regular season games do we have, Peter?
So I'm
at least one goal per game.
I'm over here pulling up some stats, and I'm scrolling.
I figure you would. That's what I was trying to cover for you while you were doing your thing.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm thinking, man. I don't know how many we scored last year. Well, of course, it was a smaller schedule, so it's kind of hard to have an idea.
We scored. I can't be right, can it? 25 goals.
It wasn't much. So it could be.
That
we
seems
got to have
high,
a number.
though. That seems high just because we had a bad year. That's all I'm saying.
Right. It seems like not very many.
Yeah. Well, okay. I thought.
And now that you mention it, yeah.
And the highest goal scoring last year's, I'm scrolling because GF is goals 4, right? So, and then GA is goals again. So goals 4. So that would be 25. And the most goals scored last year were LAFC at 47, it looks like. Portland right behind him at 46. Wow. So, I mean, if we want to say, if we're it's
a shorter schedule though last year.
It is. So, if in a shorter schedule LAFC scored 47, you got to at least beat that, right, Ed? You got to at least for a successful season, you got to at least score, I don't know, 50? I don't know.
50 goals. Of which at least half of them have to be Higuain so he can actually prove that he's worth the $8 million that being the most expensive player in Major League Soccer.
And going again to 2019.
He needs to score 25.
2019, Ed, which was a full season. LAFC scored 85 goals. Now, they were on fire in 2019. Wow. They scored 85 goals. That was Vela's like breakout year, right? He scored 85.
That's where he broke the record.
Right. And I think the next closest might have been like LA Galaxy at 58. Several teams were at 58. Philadelphia Union was at 58. Atlanta was at 58. Oh, New York City was at 63. So, 85. Can Inter Miami beat LAFC's record at 85?
Wow. I think we need to hit at least 50.
50 still not 50 still not another it's nothing to celebrate when I see in 2019 teams scoring in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s.
Right. But the thing is, do we have the firepower? I think Higuain should score at least half of those goals. I'm just saying we should score anything. It's got to be beyond 50.
All right.
This year.
All right. Kata is asking us if we collab with other Inter Miami creators. We haven't really. We
do.
A little bit, right?
With the Grada 305 guys, we've done videos. We've been on the shows, the Inter Miami podcast.
That's true. We just haven't had them there. We haven't had them on our show yet, but we probably will. We probably will. We're friends with those guys.
We've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked with them about it. It's just the scheduling. We gotta invite them one of these games. At
one point, we also kind of had the idea of doing something with those guys where we're all together physically, and then the Corona happened, right? So that changed that.
Oh, Franco Panizo, we've had him on the show before.
Yeah, Franco's been on a bunch of times.
So even before we had him on from when we used to do the podcast, before we decided to do videos.
Yep. So. All right.
So yeah, we collab with people.
Yeah, we have. Sure. And we're open to doing it again. But speaking of collabing, I don't know if this is a collab, but we will have a guest on next week. So it's going to be somebody that's going to bring a little class. I don't want to say who it is just in case it falls apart, right? You don't want to promote something and then it just falls apart. And it is somebody else from the he's got podcasts. So he's also in the podcast community. So I guess it could be a little bit of a collab, but somebody that's got a nice accent. So it's going to bring a little class to the show next week. So we will definitely have that next week. And so that should be fun. And yeah, Kata says we've had Michelle Kaufman as well. But I mean, I don't know if we consider those collabs as much as just guests. So.
Michelle, she's on a different level. She's an actual journalist.
Right.
So,
and she's been on.
Franco is too.
Franco is a journalist, but he's also a podcaster. So you could call it a collab or you could but whatever. We have people on, but we haven't had anybody on in a long time. So we do need to get back to that a little bit. But anyways, hey, we've gone a little bit long, Ed. And again, I want to remind you guys to send us your videos. Do it right now. You have thoughts, you have opinions, whether it's you think we're being too hard on Higuain, whether it's you just want to scream and yell and cheer, whatever. If you want to break down the game, do it. And send it to us at futbolmiamitv@gmail.com. And as always, we want to say a big thank you to Caneswear. So make sure you go to caneswear.com, and use FMTV 10 to get 10% off. So, thank you to them. Ed, any last thoughts?
Peter, just looking forward to the next game. It's going to be against Nashville. I know that a lot of people are going to fly over there and see the game. So everybody be safe, wear those masks, and let's see if we can get 3 more points away.
Yeah, absolutely. Ale Boss, a couple questions just coming in last second. I figured because he put this in here like 3 times. I guess he really wants us to answer it. Ale Boss says, are you guys members of Southern Legion or however you spell it? Yes. Yes, we are. We helped form the group, and now we're just the old guys that just show up once in a while, and a new group runs
and drink beers with them.
Yeah, a new group runs it and is going to take it to new levels while we just sit back and drink beer. And and then Esteban Mejia is asking if we're going to have our friend from Nashville on next week. No, but we will have Chris back on in a future show, but not next week. No,
I totally forgot about Chris Morazzo.
Yeah,
in Nashville. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. But
we'll reach out to him. He's also does a podcast. He used to do one down here. And so, yes, we will definitely reach out to him. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And, this show is nothing without you guys. So really appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Please make sure on your way out, you hit that thumbs up button. Give us as many likes as you can because that does help the whole algorithm, the rhythm stuff with YouTube. And tell a friend. Tell a friend about the show. You come here every single weekend and hang out with us. Come tell a friend and come have them hang out with us as well. It's a lot of fun. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.